Okay, we're coming down here, headed over here to Neighbors. I'm going to show you what I did yesterday, and I forgot to bring you guys along. Well, actually, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. But there's my place over there. If you remember, there's the new bridge that we put plenty of videos on last year, them actually building it, putting it in place. And wondering how it's holding up. Can you see the water level? They put plenty of big riprap in there, so I'm sure it's not going nowhere. There. A lot of water coming in there. There's a story about this poor horse here. When I first moved down here in 2017, I was real good friends with Rodney here, and he called me up. He said he knew I just bought a backhoe. And he says, "I need you to come over. Can you come over and bury a horse for me?" And I said, "Yeah." And that horse right there, and this is 2017, it's 25 now, so 7 years ago. It still says thank you, and I'm sure it remembers me. But come over here, and what it did, it got foundered, and they had the vet on the way out to put it down and put it to sleep. And the horse gets foundered, you know, there's not much you can do with it. This is what I did yesterday. Oh my gosh, it came over the top. Let's get over here out of the way. Oh my gosh. I didn't videotape this last year, but last year I come in, he had a couple of sewers that was in here, and it was all broken down and rusted. So I brought the excavator over, and he had got those big 30 inchers there, and so I brought the excavator over and dug that old one out, and just had one in there, so now it's two. Anyway, we put them in there. Well, evidently that's back in February when they got that 10-inch rain. It came over and did basically the same thing, and it really washed this side here out. So I had 3 loads of this rock come in because it was all ate up way back in here, and this is all ate up way back in here. Way on over there, it's all laid out. So I used my backhoe. I had some water now. The backhoe come down here, and I was able to place them in there and stuff, and getting where it was splashing off that rock. I was able to, that extender hole really comes in handy, because I can reach way down in there and brought that rock back up underneath there, because that much of the pipe from way back here was exposed. So I was able to get it in there and get that rock back up underneath there, and getting that to where it'll come out, and then it's flattering like that. And that's kind of what you want, because you get that much water coming down and going straight down. That big concrete piece, I had the excavator and I had it up here underneath there, And then they had a bunch of riprap, but it was smaller riprap, as you can see. And then what it did is just pushed it all down there. So the riprap wasn't big enough to handle this volume of water. So when I get the excavator done over there at where it's at now, I told him, I talked to him yesterday, I sent him pictures of what I did here. And, oh, get back to that horse real quick. The veterinary came out, and well, before the veterinary got here, and I told Rodney, I said, Rodney, I don't see that much wrong with it. You know, I'll give it some more time. Oh no, it's foundered. I'm going to have it put to sleep. It's an old horse anyway. So the vet came, and she said, you know, kind of said, no, I think we need to corral it off, get it off that grass, because this cow will get foundered. It eats too much of that grass. And get it off that grass, feed it hay, and it came out of it. So, needless to say, that was 7 years ago. Almost 8 now. But anyway, yeah, got all this rock. There's 3 loads, 3 25-ton loads of this. They call it 250 pounders, but there's not too many of them in there that's 250 pounds. I think they're 150 pounders. But anyway, when I get done with the excavator, I'm going to bring it over here and drop it off here. And I just live across the creek right over there, so I can walk home from here. That's how I got it over here. I walked it across the creek, came on over. But I want to do this a little bit more. More or less get that concrete there up underneath there. More or less get this tugged back into this bank a little bit more. But the thing is, it's not often you get the 10-inch rains. They're just about level full. They had that first load of rock dumped here when I got here, so I'd come and bring it around the backhoe, and I was wanting on the other side some kind of sight right there. So the only thing about having a backhoe, you know, you can use it to get yourself out pretty easy. So that's the reason I went ahead and put that rock there in case I needed to come over. I told them to call me if they got plugged up, and I'd run over real quick because the backhoe's up there on the hill. I'd run over real quick, and that's the reason I put that rock in there where I could back in there, set up, and get that cleaned back out. But yeah, you can tell that water, you can tell down there in the field, you know, when it dumped it, took every bit of this. Came right over the top, right in here. But it needs to be built up more, really. And see, that in there is supposed to be emergency overflow. And probably what I need to do is we'll get some more pipe like that there and go ahead and set my transit up and put those down there, because it should take care of that water where it doesn't overflow here. A lot of money with rock laying down in that ditch. They're going to be back home Saturday night, tomorrow night. And I think the majority of the heavy rain is over with. At this little cabin over there. My gosh. I say what he'll do is just go ahead and bring more rock in. I thought about putting riprap down through the sides of it there to hold it. much I can do with the backhoe. No sense of robbing rock. You feel that. It's going to take a couple dump truck loads. See where it washes down here in this road a lot. A lot of it comes down from there. So he's got a couple of trees he's wanting me to look at with the excavator to go ahead and take down. And probably be a good idea to go ahead and take all these trees out down along here, cut that ditch out, and fill it full of riprap. And kind of get this channeled. He's got all kinds of tractors and employees works for him and stuff that I'm sure they probably went ahead and ordered some rock, or they'll probably just wait till he gets home tomorrow night, because it's passable, so you can get by it right now. So there's your backhoe. We used to give it kind of a worse job there. It was kind of limed up, that limestone. He buys these office trailers, and get a construction company or whatever comes in and they're doing some contracting and construction work, he rents them out. I thought about getting one of them. Let's drive down around his house there and make sure it's okay. I'm sure it's all right. Nah, I think I'll leave it all right. I'm sure his employee's daughter lives right over here, keeping an eye on it, so. Want me to fasten my seatbelt. I don't know where he's got some trees he wants to take down, probably around his house. I would say they're pretty old, getting kind of, you know, he's just taking your chances. Get an old tree, see, like that one there, just fell over. I'm sure his daughter sent pictures of that, so. Yeah, actually that needs to be built up. Well, it'll take a lot of material to build that up. He's wishing now we would put bigger pipes in down there, like a 48-inch or 5 foot, but it just flat came over the top. I think let's put a big culvert down here on this other end. Trouble about these things is, see how much trash is out there, they get plugged up. You get a 3-4 foot log coming through there, and then you got all this small stuff behind it. It don't take no time at all to plug it up. He's got enough rock there he can. Man, that's a lot of water to come across there. You can pull that sides up. pretty close to fill that in, but it'd be a lot easier, faster. Just go ahead and order more rock. That thing, he's probably been down here 40 years and has never done this. So, you know, 40 years never done it. Where do you stop? Push that tree back on in there. But, all right, GoPro, stop recording.